This is a puzzle that exists now, but this isn't just any twisty puzzle, it's the 19th puzzle in the Puzzle Advent Calendar collaboration. Now you're probably wondering, what's the Puzzle Advent Calendar collaboration? Actually, you're probably not wondering that because you've probably already heard 18 different explanations as to what it is, but here's another one for the road. The Puzzle Advent Calendar is an annual collaboration between a bunch of talented puzzle designers and video creators, and then also me for some reason. It collectively aims to showcase a new, never-before-seen puzzle every day for the first 24 days of December. If you haven't seen the previous videos yet, that's a bit lame, so check out the playlist in the description if you want to do that. And don't forget to subscribe to Da Puzzles so you don't miss the next video, because that's where video 20 will end up. Today though, this is what you're gonna get. Although, I guess I also have this. I made this one before this one, and I didn't make this one for the POC, but I don't think many people know about it, and I doubt I'm going to make a dedicated video for it, so I might as well show it off now. The main focus will be on this one, though. So what is this thing? Well, the real answer is that it's a puzzle with a cubic shape and an axis system of a shallow, face-turning triangular dipyramid alongside one more axis here. That probably did not help. So first off, this part turns. And there's also three different, pairs of turns. All three of these can interact with their neighbors. The pairs can't directly interact with each other, so for that, you have to turn this thing. And that's how you fully scramble the thing. The turning is fine, I guess. It catches a lot more than I'd like it to. So, for example, you can do 4 turns just like this, and cycle 3 pieces. Now hypothetically, if someone were to be aware that this 3 cycle existed and yet completely forgot about it while trying to solve it, that'd be very embarrassing, wouldn't it? This other one's a lot more straightforward to understand. It's just you have 2 layers of corners and then the edges turn as well. I had made a couple of puzzles before these ones, such as this gippy little thing that I made a terrible video about ages ago.
So in that shape, I designed this twisty puzzle
that I haven't even solved yet because it turned so poorly. Jeez. And I'm also not even the first person to make this. And that's not even counting the many designs I started that never actually came to fruition. But this is the first puzzle I've made that's actually somewhat passable. So I came up with the idea to take Kevin Urich's flower tetrahedron and add another corner layer. And I know I said the focus was going to be on this one, but I just gotta show some of the mistakes I made when making this because they're just so fun. The first piece I tried to print was the core piece, the one that has the 4 centers. And this was my first print at it. I did not realize how tiny this was, so I scaled it up and tried again, but as it turns out, I am a big doofus, and I forgot to extend the screw holes, so there's just nothing there. I also have a few other failed pieces that I think I just didn't add any tolerances for. I don't know, I don't remember. It kind of lets you see how the puzzle works. So we got one corner up here, and then a second one down here. And then the edges are just around this rim. But eventually, after printing all the pieces, assembling it, going out to the store to buy new screws since the ones I had weren't long enough, and making the sticker template, which was, don't even get me started, I did finally manage to put it together. And I decided to name it the cauliflower tetrahedron, partly because it's derived from flower tetrahedron, and partly because the sides bulge out like cauliflower. There you go. Alright, now on to the, Zungle Cube. The reason I made this concept is because, I'm running out of puzzle ideas. It seems like every idea you can think of has already been made by someone before. I wanted to make a very weird cubic puzzle. I like the juxtaposition between the simple shape of a cube and a weird axis system that gets to shapeshift. The first step was to design the thing, and I was considering going into detail on how I did it, but this is a small video I need to get out by the 19th, not a design tutorial, and frankly I don't think this dinky little puzzle deserves an extensive design documentation, so you can have this instead. I didn't film the printing or assembly process, but I do have these leftover parts so you can kind of see how the mechanism works. This piece has this weird pattern, and that's because I printed something else before this one, and for that I cranked up the number of perimeters to make it more stable since it was quite flimsy, but I forgot to revert that change when I printed this one, and so I ended up just wasting a lot more filament than I needed to. For whatever reason, some of the stationary pieces stuck out more than the others, so I had to use some sandpaper on those. Now, in a perfect world, making the sticker template would just involve offsetting the faces, then rounding them off using fillets, and exporting them as DXFs. But it was actually really annoying for 3 reasons. 1. Fillets don't work if the corners are too close together, so instead I had to make a circle and make it tangent to 2 edges. 2. If you do that, the circle doesn't actually connect with the curve since it's somewhat imprecise. 3. Onshape has this weird bug where if you have enough fillets, doing anything at all after that makes the fillets go insane. DXFs can be imported into a vinyl cutter, and a bit of my way through stickering the thing I realized I should probably film this. On the red side, there are these really tiny pieces, and I ended up deciding not to add fillets to their stickers, but at first the stickers were way too small, and I ended up just scaling them up. I guess it's a bit weird that they're the only stickers without rounded corners, but I think it looks fine. And then, on the orange side, these stickers were just too big. And I think that's because I sanded down those pieces a lot, but out of laziness, I just scaled the stickers down and recut them. And yeah, the arc doesn't really line up, but you only really notice it if you're looking for it. So, now that I have switched to the unscripted section of the video, I can tell you that I have now scrambled this thing. I'm not sure why I'm doing this outside when it's the middle of December, but I guess I now have to solve this thing, and I don't think it's... Get my shoe out of... I don't think this is that difficult to solve, and there are a few reasons for that. Firstly, because each of these edge pieces is in its own orbit. So, for example, this orange and yellow piece right here can only go here, here, and here, and then if you go on the other side, the outer parts, this piece and that piece. And then even if you turned it to a different layer, it'd still be in the same orbit on, just on that other set of 2 axes. I don't know what I'm talking about. So what that basically means is that each piece on the puzzle can only go to exactly half of the possible positions on the puzzle. And then if I were to just turn all these pieces to the right spot, so all I need to worry about are these extra edge pieces. The other pieces, they just rotate into place. Put a leaf right here so I know where I should keep the cube centered. So I'm going to begin by putting these 2 pieces together. Turn it up there. And there we go. And I basically just do the same thing for a bunch of these pieces until at the very end where I can't do that anymore and I have to do something weird. And honestly, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do there. But there, I'm gonna do this one now, white and blue. And there we go. And I think it's gonna help to do this yellow and red one, but there's a second yellow and red one right here, and I guess this one's already in the right place, so I'm gonna need to find the other 2. What am I doing? Okay, I just found another red and yellow one right here, so I'm just gonna have to move the right one to it, which would be this one right here. And there we go. And then I just slot it in there. There's another one. I guess I might as well do this one while I'm at it because I know where the pieces are. The biggest issue with this is that it sometimes catches. There we go, the next yellow and red one in there. Is this lighting bad? Maybe I'll like lighten it up in the post or something. This one already has a white and green in it, so I just need to put the other one in. And no, it's right there. That one was simple. Still need this one. This is a yellow and green. Put one yellow and green there. Put the other one on this side. And then we just... come on, stop wiggling this thing. There, I finally got those together. Need to move it to the right spot. And oh, I accidentally put that together. I'm going to try to preserve that. Put them together, and that is a terrible spot. Interestingly, every single piece on this puzzle is actually a different shape, except for this one and the other one on that side. These are the only 2 that are the same shape, but they're in different orbits, so I can't swap pieces anyway. So that means that even if this was stickered entirely one color, it would still only have one solved state, and you just have to solve it by shape. Those pieces are now in the right spot. We got the entire white side done. Okay, I think I got a few pieces in the right spot. A few more. There we go. This is the part I'm having trouble with. This is so close. I only have a few pieces remaining. Okay, I moved a bunch of pieces around, I think. It often helps to move pieces over here so you can turn this part and move them between pieces on this side without messing them up. I don't know what I'm talking about. Got like 5 pieces remaining. You really just do a 3 swap like that? Wait, yeah, you can. There we go. Sorry, the video was so dark. This is so bad. I'm very sorry. I know I just said it was easy. It's often a bit finicky to solve, especially since I don't know what I'm talking about. But yes, that is the Zungle Cube solve. Let's get to the end of the video. No one wants to hear me stutter this time. By the way, yes, I know I just... Screw off. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what I sound like when I'm not reading off a script. You don't want to meet me. Also, about that whole getting dark thing, pretend that was just a metaphor implying that I took so long to solve it instead of me just being poor at planning. But yeah, that's about all I have for this one. Once again, tomorrow's video will be over on Da Puzzles, and you can be directed there in the description. I was originally going to do like a musical jingle to say that, but I'm running out of time, and I'd rather put that time into other bigger videos. And I don't think